Right now on Denver 7 News at 7 o'clock on Local 3. How could this have happened? Sunday storms created a dangerous situation on I-70 in a matter of minutes.
He said, don't move, don't move.
This morning, cleanup from wild flooding continues as CDOT explains how the rain pooled so quickly in this new section of I-70. Plus, it's the first day of school across the Front Range. Douglas County kids go back to class today. We are breaking down the potential challenges facing Colorado's third largest school district and what students and families can expect for day one. Also, your window to see the Broncos practice for free is closing fast. Open training camp ends Thursday. What to know ahead of their preseason game against the Cowboys Saturday. Thanks for joining us. Happy Monday to you. I'm Brian Sanders, and we want to get right to Katie LaSalle this morning after an active night overnight with all that rain, and what a difference just 10 hours makes.
Yeah, those storms really rolled in with a vengeance last night, producing up to 1 to 2 inches of heavy rainfall in as little as 45 minutes. This morning, though, you can breathe a sigh of relief. Skies are clear and it's going to be a drier day across the state. A lot of sunshine to start our morning from Winter Park to downtown. We are still seeing a little bit of moisture down south to the border around Trinidad, a few showers and a little more cloud coverage over the southeastern plains. That'll clear out here shortly and we'll be under a mostly clear sky for the first half of the day. Right now it's 61 degrees out at DIA. You see that relative humidity though high at 93%. That'll continue to drop. Daytime highs will reach the upper 80s right around 3 o'clock this afternoon. We're expecting mid 80s in Parker, upper 80s in Boulder, and Colette only a slight chance for a gusty storm in the afternoon. No risk of severe weather for today.
Great to hear. I love to hear that. I don't love to hear that there are some crashes on 25 a little bit south of us near Castle Rock. So if you are one of those Douglas County kids heading back to school today or parents driving them, be aware there's a crash 25 northbound blocking the right lane. Let's take a look at our CDOT camera. You can see, oh, it's readjusting, but if they readjust in time, you can see that traffic is backed up there. So just be aware of that. There's another crash in the southbound lane on 25 nearby, but not causing as many traffic delays as this one. Heading back to our map though, the travel times there where we saw those flooding problems looking a lot better, but if you look right here at this little yellow dot near York Street, check out what Air Tracker got for us just a few moments ago. Cars driving still through flooded streets. I don't love to see that this morning.
After that, when I see that all water just came on top to the car, so I mean like, say, what the?
Yeah, thankfully he is smiling and okay after a scary situation unfolded in a matter of minutes last night. Take a look at these images as a new section of I-70 right through Denver turned into a river with flash flooding, water up to car windows. Some people just deciding to plow through. Others were stranded these families included kids having to be rescued as well. This is all near the Brighton Boulevard exit, a dire situation. Firefighters at one point were chest deep as they were rescuing children on their shoulders. Obviously, the cars were trapped and couldn't be moved. One person told us that they had to rescue as many as 19 people between the highway and the side streets. Again, fortunately, everyone is okay today, but you can see how it could have been much worse. And we're going to talk to CDOT this morning because the Central 70 project is new and it's supposed to have all of these state-of-the-art safety features. So you wonder, how could this happen? Denver 7's Christian Lopez joins us live now because it is still a muddy mess and slippery and dangerous out there.
It really is, Brian, and as you mentioned, the important thing is that everyone is safe this morning. No one was seriously injured, and traffic is moving along normally this morning, but it was a totally different story last night. Let's show you this dramatic video from when those cars were trapped in the water for hours. And people were backed up on I-70. They were standing outside of their cars because there was nowhere for them to go. We spoke to one man who was driving along I-70 when that water suddenly went over his car. He said he couldn't even see right in front of him because it was raining so hard, and he had to escape the flooding through his window.
The people over there helped, so and he said, don't move, don't move. So and I had my window down, so and he tried to open that door, but the door, they can't open, so I just get up from that window, It's insane, it's crazy.
Scary moments for people who witnessed it. This all happened in the Central 70 project, which is still under construction, and new this morning, CDOT says their systems were not ready for it.
Our systems aren't 100% complete. Just as any construction project that's in an interim phase, you run a risk of potential flooding in a construction zone, but we're still going to conduct a very thorough investigation to see exactly what happened.
CDOT's contractor will be cleaning up that area. Once we find out about that flooding failure, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
Live this morning, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
All right, thank you, Christian. Well, we have some viewer videos sent into Denver 7. Gives you an idea of the amount of rain that was coming down at the time of the flooding. Just a wall of water you could hardly see in front of you. This is from Willie Parsons Scott, Denver 7 viewer who posted to our Discover Colorado Through Your Photos page on Facebook. And he says this was very near I-70 and Colorado Boulevard, not far from where the tunnel got flooded out. And it wasn't just firefighters helping out, just kind of neighbors helping neighbors here. Denver 7 viewer sent this in of guys helping a motorcyclist get out of the floodwaters. So the skies are clearing this morning, but we have still seen some floodwaters out there and drivers trying to plow through. So be sure to download the Denver 7 app to stay ahead of the storm. There's a live radar and Katie's most recent video forecast. That's all free in your app store. All right, some better news this morning. It's a big day for families down in Douglas County because, believe it or not, summer vacation has ended. It is the first day of school, an exciting time. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta is live from Douglas County High School this morning, where students are already arriving right there behind you.
Slowly but surely, those students starting to trickle in. We're seeing a lot of parent drop-offs. We haven't seen those school buses here just yet, but eventually they will be. Douglas County High School is a little bit unique because today we're just seeing those freshmen show up. We're also seeing new transfers show up. So not everyone, but it is definitely getting busier and busier as the morning goes on. Now those bus drivers who are going to be doing drop-offs here eventually, they have a really important job getting those students who are coming to school today into the classroom. And we're talking about Colorado's largest school district with 89 schools, all of them heading back today. There are roughly 64,000 students a part of the district. It is the largest employer here in Douglas County with 8,500 employees. Now, while Douglas County doesn't have any new schools this year, they do have a brand new project we want to talk about. The district bought the old Wildlife Experience that's over in Parker. They were able to get their hands on it last December. Right now it's being used for some meetings, some events as well. It's now called the DCSD Legacy Campus. So when it opens to students next year, it's actually going to be a career and technical education as well as a workplace center. So some of these students, like the ones that you're seeing here behind me, can go there and learn some of that experience there. So a really exciting morning, not just for some students here at Douglas County High School, but again, all across the district. We're live in Castle Rock. I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
As the drop-offs continue there behind you. Thank you, Veronica. My co-anchor, Nicole Brady, had a chance to sit down with new Dougco Superintendent Erin Kane to talk about her priorities for the school year.
This seems to be the first year since the pandemic that we're not starting the school year talking about masks, COVID restrictions. What is the overarching theme this year?
You know, I would say the last 2 years have been really rough for educators. But what I've seen going into this year is so much optimism. Optimism that we are now focused on kids and in what we can do for kids.
I want to ask about the teachers. They got a raise last year.
They did.
But inflation is rampant. So school supply costs are up. I'm shopping with my kids this week, and I'm afraid of what the bill will be.
Our teachers in Douglas County in particular, we are really suffering from the ability to pay them competitively with our neighboring districts. So one of the things that we're looking at doing is actually putting a mill levy override on the November ballot. It'll be up to our Board of Education ultimately, but that will be the recommendation coming from staff so that we can pay our teachers more competitively.
And how about the rest of the staff? Every district last year we saw struggling to get those cafeterias staffed, the buses staffed. How is that looking right now?
It's about the same. We are also struggling. Well, in that case, we're struggling not only with competitive pay, but also, of course, with the labor shortage. That's been a big challenge for us, right? You raise bus driver pay, and now you can't find kitchen workers because they all went to drive a bus. You know, it's that balance, right? It's trying to figure out how we take care of everyone and make sure that we keep as many employees as we can.
So coming up in our 8 a.m. hour, Nicole asked Superintendent Kane about school safety, especially in the wake of the Uvalde Elementary School tragedy right at the end of last school year, and if arming teachers is something she's considering. Also, don't forget, if you need help with food expenses, you still have 1 week left to apply for free or reduced price school lunches. The Free Meals for All program has ended and families will have to apply or pay full price. So to qualify for the free lunch, a single parent with 1 child must earn less than $23,800 a year. For a family of 4, it's $36,000. For the reduced price lunch, you can see the requirements for a single parent with 1 child and then a family of 4. Check with your child's school for the application process. Meanwhile, we want to see your back to school photos. Always an exciting time. Big smiles on the kids' faces. You can share how your kids are getting ready on Denver 7's Discover Colorado Through Your Photos Facebook page. Also tag us at the Denver Channel on Twitter. As if summer travel hasn't been hard enough already.
It's just a scammer passing off as an airline.
We have new ways to protect yourself from scammers as they try to steal your information. And take a look at this, the competition that hit a beach over the weekend, giving the dog days of summer a new meaning.